Hey friends, welcome back. I am going to do a what I eat in a day video today. So I did a few what I eat in 2 days videos recently because like I told you about in my Wellness Wednesdays, I started on a fat cycling round or season or whatever. And so I did that for a little while and I actually fell into a little bit different of a pattern just naturally based on the way my appetite was working and just how I was feeling. And so this what I eat in a day video will be a little bit different. So what I found actually worked really well for me is something that I actually, oh, my light just went out, is something that I actually tried a while back, maybe a year ago, and it didn't work for me then. So this is one of those things where just because something doesn't work for you at one point in time doesn't mean it won't work for you at a different point in time. It's basically where I've been eating lean, PSMF style. I call it lean days because I don't follow all the PSMF rules, but eating lean for breakfast and then also sometimes for lunch, and then having a regular high fat, very meat heavy, very fat heavy dinner. And this technique is in a book called The ProFast Diet. I will link that down below. It's interesting if you're interested in the whole PSMF type way of eating. And there's lots of different variations. And one of them is called PROMAD, and it's based on OMAD. So you basically have one regular meal per day. And then beyond that, during the day, your meals are just mainly protein. And so you kind of eat PSMF breakfast, PSMF lunch, depending on how many meals you have in a day. And then you have your one high fat regular meal for dinner. So I've kind of just started doing this naturally. It works out because usually if we have some kind of a family dinner or an event, it's in the evening. And so it's easy for me to eat like a regular meal in the evening. And it's super easy for me to eat lower fat during the day. It typically, my appetite tends to handle it pretty well. I don't get very hungry earlier in the day, but then by the evening, I'm, kind of hankering for something a little more fatty, like a big steak or something. And so it just kind of has worked out, and I'm just going to go with it because I am all about finding, tweaks and things that work with my lifestyle and not like having some kind of a diet plan that just takes over my life and dictates, how I function in my day. So today I expect it will be similar to that. And it's not the same every single day. There are some days where I just have a regular day all day long. There are some days where I have a low fat breakfast and then I have a regular lunch and a regular dinner. Some days where I have the low fat breakfast, the low fat lunch, and then a regular dinner. So I'm still varying things. It's still cycling, but it's just more cycling meals rather than entire days. Just going with it. So I am going to be sharing that kind of a day with you today. I already made my coffee, and like I told you in a video recently, I've been trying to reduce my dairy intake, not get rid of it completely, unless I absolutely have to, but I'm just trying to reduce it. And one way that I'm doing that is just cutting out the heavy cream and using MCT oil powder instead. I have one that I really like. It makes my coffee really creamy, so I do still enjoy it. And that's just one way that I can cut down on the dairy, but you will still see some dairy in my day because, like I said, I'm not cutting it out completely. So anyways, I've already made my coffee this morning and had it with my MCT oil powder, and I will just bring you along on the rest of my day today. So here is my pretty lean breakfast. I just have one fried egg, just fried in butter, and then 3 slices of deli ham and 3 slices of deli turkey. It's a pretty small breakfast, but it will actually hold me for a while. And I am about to go live with Lindsay because it is Tuesday today. And so I will be making a second cup of coffee to have after I finish this. For those of you that don't know, we do a coffee chat on Tuesday mornings or Tuesday afternoons, depending on where you are. And I can't have a coffee chat without another coffee. So got to have my second coffee of the day. So it's about 1 p.m. and I'm going to go ahead and have lunch. I'm doing about a cup of the 2% Fage Greek yogurt mixed with 1 scoop of the prime protein from Equip. As always, I have a coupon code for Equip on your first order. So you can find that down below. It's a beef protein powder, super clean ingredients, sweetened with stevia. It tastes really good. I love it in yogurt. In the Fage yogurt, it almost tastes like a frosting texture or something. It's so good. Went ahead and mixed up my electrolytes for the day. I am having the raspberry element. All right, for dinner, I'm going to try something that I haven't tried yet in my chef maker. I did a review of this. It posted, I think, about a week or so ago. So check that out if you haven't seen it. It looks like an air fryer, but it does way more than an air fryer. And I love it for when I'm busy and I just want to throw something in and get really, really nice results. It makes amazing steaks. But I am going to try burgers in here. There is a setting on chef mode for burgers. And okay, so I love, like smash burgers where they're really thin and crispy. But I also really like a nice, big, juicy, like medium cooked burger. And I know that some people are not comfortable with their hamburgers cooked medium. I love that we can all choose our own level of risk in our life. And it's something I'm comfortable with, but if you're not, then you shouldn't do it. Absolutely. So I have 20 ounces of ground beef in here. I'm going to make 2 patties. So they're going to be really big, 10 ounces each. I am going to keep the spices pretty simple. Black pepper, smoked salt, of course, garlic and onion, and then my secret ingredient for burgers is Frank's Red Hot Sauce. I don't really measure, I just kind of throw it in. And the burger setting on here uses the probe, so it will cook to just the right temperature that I set it to using the probe, which I am super excited about, because when you have those nice thick burgers, it's real easy to like make the outside crispy and the inside is still completely raw, which is a little too pink for me. So I love the idea of throwing it into the chef maker and letting it cook to the exact right temperature. I'm excited to see how it works out. Smoked salt, black pepper, onion powder, granulated garlic, and probably a tablespoon or 2 of the Frank's Red Hot Sauce, maybe about a tablespoon and a half. Okay, there are my 2 giant burgers, and yes, my chef maker is dirty because I used it to make a steak for my husband for lunch, because literally I've been using this every single day. So I got this maybe a month ago, and I had to keep it under wraps until the release of the product on Kickstarter. And so I've been using it like almost every day for a month. But I'm excited that finally I can start sharing more about it with you. If you haven't seen the unboxing and review of it, go check it out. It is still on Kickstarter, and I think it's supposed to ship in August. So check it out if you're interested. So I'm going to use the chef mode, and the chef mode is just like, it thinks for you and does like the cooking to the right temperature and then the browning, and you just basically set it and forget it, like an Instant Pot or a slow cooker, which is so great. And we're going to do beef. We're going to go down to burger patties, and it says probe required. All right, and I have the probe in the thickest part of the burger, and then medium well, or well done. I'm just going to go with medium and see how it is. And if I need to cook it more than that, I will cook it more than that. There we go. Achieving doneness. Oh, those look so good. You have to tell me what you think of that one.
What did you do?
Well, I cooked it in the chef maker.
Okay.
With the probe.
The chef maker?
The chef, it made me a chef.
It made you a chef.
Me. That machine made me a chef.
Did it turn you into a chef, or did it make you, direct object you, a chef?
Both. Aren't those both the same?
Yes, they are. I meant to say...
Okay, I haven't looked at the inside of the burger yet.
It's
not too pink. It's not too pink. But I cooked it medium. I wonder if...
really good.
Yeah. I wonder if I... let me see this. I wonder... there's a tiny bit of pink in there. But I would say that's more medium well or well done.
Oh, wow.
Is it good? Is it like nice and juicy?
Yeah.
Not dried out? Because sometimes when I cook like really thick burgers, they get dried out by the time they cook all the way through. They're all dried out. So.
No, it's very juicy.
Okay. So I think if I want pink in the middle, I'm going to have to use the probe cook and put the temperature down a little bit. I think they probably have to have it go to a certain temperature to be safe, you know, to not get in trouble. So we'll call it good. All right.
So good.
So good. Well, you need to have some barbecue sauce, blue cheese, red onions, and pickled jalapenos with it.
No. It's also just, you're very good at making burgers. It just tastes flavorful.
Okay. Good.
But then also the like crispiness on the outside, and it's also not very often recently that I've been having like fresh meat from you because I've been out at work and then I come home and then it's like, oh,
it's like leftover.
This has been sitting here for an hour. Do you want this steak?
And this is fresh cooked.
And this is excellent.
I'm outside throwing the balls for the dogs, and I am drinking a part of keto chow. Let's see, it's about 8 ounces of keto chow, which is about half of, yeah, I think that's about half of a keto chow. I have all the measurements written down, so when I put it into my carb manager, it'll all make sense. But I've been making one for my husband usually in the evening, and I make like 1.5 keto chows, and then I have a small portion. I don't drink a whole one. It's kind of like dessert after dinner. I've gotten to the point where I think I like milkshake keto chows the best, like, because you can do the creamy, you can do just the shake, but I like it when it's like icy milkshake type consistency. So that's what I'm having. It's a combination of the salted caramel and chocolate and a couple of tablespoons of peanut flour. So it's kind of like a Butterfinger keto chow. Dessert. What are you working on?
Well, we're doing the monster hunting, and this is when you get lost.
For when you get lost. All right, turn around. Turn around. You got your lunchbox. You got your backpack. I like it. You got your boots. You got your hunting vest.
Yeah.
And your magnifying glass.
My watch.
Oh, and your binoculars. What do you look for in your binoculars?
I look for bad animals.
Bad animals? What about good animals? Don't you want to see good animals too? No, you don't? Just bad animals. That's fine. All right, well, what monsters are you going to try to catch?
Mean ones.
What color?
Not colored, just gray.
Oh.
Because all of the bad animals are gray, and all of the nice animals are green and gray. I mean, green and pink.
Green and pink are good.
The ones that are pink are Renee's, and the ones that are green are mine.
And then the bad ones are gray.
All these binoculars and my whistle and stuff are pink, except for this, but this came with it.
Yeah, and what is that?
It has pink stuff.
What is that?
I think it's a compass.
Ooh. All right, you better go find your animals.
Yeah, bad animals.
Bad animals.
And we're going south.
You're going south. Yeah.
Well, that way south, but we just need to get up that hill. So down here.
Go for it.
But which way is this? This way is...
You're going close. You're going close to south.
Yeah, this is south.
Here is a view of my calories and macros for my PROMAD day today. I got a total of 1,480 calories. I got 133 grams of protein. That was 36.9% of my calories. I got 89.2 grams of fat. That was 55.6% of my calories. I got 27 total carbs and 19.8 net carbs, and that came to 7.5% of my calories for the day. Now, 1,480 calories is pretty low, and it's not something that I would sustain for a long period of time. Every once in a while, having a day that low is not a concern for me as long as I'm varying my calories and I'm having some days that are a lot higher than that. So I don't want to give anybody the impression that this is how I eat every single day. I do think it's really important for metabolism to cycle, and to, if you are having lower calorie days like this, to also have higher calorie days so your metabolism doesn't just down regulate on you. At least that's what works well for me. Now let's head over to my NutriSense app so you can see my blood sugar for the day. You can see my daily average blood sugar was 90, which is very good for me. I will go over each of the individual meals here so you can see how they all fared. My breakfast of the fried egg with turkey and ham deli meat, I got a score of 10. I started out with a blood sugar of 102, peaked at 107, and 2 hours later I had a blood sugar of 92, so there were no worries with that meal. The protein yogurt started with a blood sugar of 92, peaked at 102, and then 2 hours later had a blood sugar of 95, so got a 10 on that one also. Dinner was the burger with all the fixings, and I only got a score of 9 on this because I wasn't quite back to baseline at 2 hours, but I also had that keto chow for dessert before the 2 hours was up. So this data is a little bit mixed up because I did have another item of food in there, but whatever the case, I still got a score of 9, which is not a concern. Started with a blood sugar of 87, peaked at 101, and then 2 hours later it was that 101 peak. The keto chow started with a blood sugar of 101, peaked at 101, and then 2 hours later had a blood sugar of 93, so got a perfect score of 10 on that one as well. I do use NutriSense's CGM program for my CGMs. I love their app. It's super intuitive. I love being able to add in your meals and things like this. It gives you so much information. They also have nutritionists that can help guide you through all of the blood sugar data if you don't know where to start. So if anyone is interested in getting more information about NutriSense and their CGM program, I have a link down in my description. You can click on that and put in your email address for more information. I do get a little bit of a kickback from NutriSense for anyone that does follow that link and puts in their email address for more information. You don't even have to make a purchase for me to get that little bit of a kickback. So if you want to support my channel, that's a really easy way and a free way for you to do that. And you will also get all the info about NutriSense. So that is my What I Eat in a Day video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will just see you again in the next one.